I'm Joleen.
I'm Jeizel.
And this is Famously Unknown, the podcast. You see how much better that sounds?
We ate that. That was way better.
You understand? You heard it? It sounds better.
It sounded how you say it?
Unison? Aye.
Whatever.
Déjalo.
Anyways.
Let it go into the air. Just let it go. Okay, guys. We are back with episode number 7.
Oh my God. I can't believe we're on 7. I feel like we've definitely taken little breaks because we've just been going through a few things. But I'm so happy that we're staying consistent. And it's like lucky number 7. 7's our favorite number.
We're doing it. We did it. We did it, Joe. Like, I'm proud of us only because it's very hard to stay consistent in something. And we be even starting series on TikToks and don't even stick with it. Like, girl, I might have walked 3 times before I stopped recording them walks. Like, I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah,
the commitment be lacking, slacking, okay? So I am just so happy that we are on episode number 7 and we've dedicated ourselves to really do this and we're doing it. So go us. And
also, like, I feel like we found something that we actually like. And it's like, it gives us time to not only hang out, but like talk. And, like, we just get to, like, chit-chat with each other, even though we do that every single day. It's just different in discussing topics, you know? Because we're always, like, talking about each other. Like, what are you doing? What's this? What's going on in your life? So discussing other stuff, it's, like, it makes it more interesting.
And everyone puts respect in the podcast because, like, everyone in my household is like, oh, you gotta go record the podcast today? I'm like, yeah, so I can't take Elise with me.
Because of the podcast.
And then there goes Elise. Mommy, I went to film a podcast. Mommy. But I'm like, girl, if you were there, you're going to be too excited. You're going to be too loud. She's like, I'll stay quiet and go to TD's room. I'm like, no. We got to wait to get a TV in that room.
And then we can talk about her staying during the podcast.
I'm going to get Jeizel TV. Watch. It's going to be a surprise. I'm just going to get it for her.
Oh my God,
with
don't
a mount.
do that.
I'm going to do it for her. And I'm going to have to, like, she has to get one. Like, it's about time. It's been like 4 years in this apartment. Get over it, Jeizel. Get a TV in your room. You won't even watch it that much. I don't even watch TV in my room that much.
Jared would literally take over and watch it all.
And that's fine. He can give us our living room. And then we can decorate in here. Goodbye.
I might take you up on that offer. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
It's sounding less, you know? Like, anyways, I also want to discuss trending topics. You know, we can't go our podcast without some trending topics. Can we please talk about Portia and her divorce?
Oh my God.
Homegirl had the most lavish wedding.
That's what I was going to say. Like, wasn't the wedding like 3 days? Like, it was like...
It was so beautiful. Her dress.
Like $1 million wedding. Like, what in the entire world?
And it was all a scam.
But do you think it was... I really don't feel like it was a scam. Like, I feel like... I mean, I could feel like whatever, but I don't know nothing because I'm not there and I'm not them. But from the way it looked like it played out on Instagram, was something came out about his finances or about his past. And then...
About how he was a scammer.
From one day to the next, she filed for divorce. So for me, what I took out of that was like, was she caught off guard? Was this something that she didn't know prior? And now the world had like one up on her? And Portia's always been a very prideful person. And it's like, she's also very like selective of who she has around her. Because we don't know too much about her, but we know enough.
Yeah.
Because she's on Housewives, but... we don't know all of that. Like, we know that that's her husband, but we don't know everything about them. Like, they're not out here with a TV show again and flaunting everything. So, it's like, we don't know too much. So, it's just very weird the way it kind of unraveled. So, I'm just like, I wonder if there's any love lost. Like, on Instagram, they're showing that he's moving on already. He's already with
supposedly has another girlfriend. I'm just like,
I'm a little confused.
This just happened yesterday. I'm, like, very confused. Unless they were, like separated for a while. And then that came out. And it was just like, you know... This is why I believe that when you are doing a big wedding like that, I believe that you should already be married through the process of planning it so that you see how your partner acts under pressure, how you guys really can divide and conquer or really come together and really create something gorgeous and beautiful. And then at the wedding, you guys announce like this is actually the anniversary of y'all wedding and y'all have been married for a year. I definitely plan to do that.
Like, know, like I feel like it should be like a symbol of unionship because the whole you meet someone, you get married, you plan a wedding, and the planning of the wedding is more lavish and extravagant than the entire fucking wedding itself. I mean, the entire marriage itself. And now, no offense to anyone, but you kind of look like a dumbass. Like, you kind of look stupid because here you went doing all this.
First of all, can I get my gift back if it's only a year of y'all married?
Because that's a little crazy.
I feel like that's not fair.
And then people like them, like they get like that, like they want money or something.
Like they got Hermes cook, like, what is it? All that stuff.
If y'all dividing that in divorce, just send it back to the guests.
Can you send it back to the guests? Because no shade.
No tea. Give me my stuff.
You know how much I spent on that dress? Like, what the hell? Like, that's just bonkers to me. Like,
yeah, I was like, that was a lot. But I'm like, I just wonder if in her case, is it like a love lost? Was she caught off guard? And in his case,
and I wonder how it is though, because it's like you're married to this person. At one point, you loved this person. Yeah. So I wonder, like, filing for divorce so like sudden, and it's just kind of like so crazy. It's like
the lady with the Risa Tisa with the who the fuck did I marry? I'm just like,
yes,
I need to know the
Portia. It's having that kind of like,
get in the car and start telling your story, babes. We're waiting. We want to know.
Yeah, we need to know. Is it like who the F did I marry?
Surviving the scammer, because I want to know.
Honestly,
I want to know. You can't just announce a breakup and not tell anyone. I want to know.
In other news.
Oh my God, guys. The creator of Dragon Ball Z died this week. Like, when I saw it, like, a little piece of my heart broke. Like,
I don't mean to laugh, but I don't care.
It's not that you should care, but it was just like, oh my God. Like, that's like my childhood. Like, that's me waking up to my brother doing his fighting moves. You know how much fucking Dragon Ball Z cakes we've made before? Like,
yeah, that's true.
The first thing my brother learned how to draw was Goku and all that stuff. So I'm very familiar with the show. So I'm like,
so wait, there was like a writer, like what, he was like the creator, like he made the cartoon and everything.
I think he made everything, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I still don't care, but like, oh, rest in peace.
I mean, that brings us to our topic today. Death. Let's talk about death.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the dead.
We gotta talk about the dead, guys. The Grim Reaper. The
Grim Reaper. I want to talk about him. He could miss me.
The take you downstairs. The take you upstairs. The take you to heaven's gates. To Jesus.
Honestly, that is literally why we didn't record.
Yeah.
But, last week we didn't record. Let me just go a little back. Question of the day. So we don't get off track, because Joleen just be going.
You know I just be going, babes.
But the question and topic of the day.
Get back on track, because you know I be doing too much. So what's the question again?
Okay, so the topic today is losing someone. So we're talking specifically family, but we also want to touch on like losing a partner. So like in like something like a divorce or like death. But like,
so figuratively and metaphorically.
Yeah, we're talking death.
I bodied that.
You did. You ate that up. She's been practicing all day. Those little words.
Those 2 words.
That's hard for Jolene.
That was a big word for Jolene.
But yeah, with that being said, we did want to like just let you guys know our grandfather passed away last week, and we've just kind of been dealing with that all week.
Yeah.
We've been trying to like figure out how to move with the news. Like, that was our mom's father, and that was like our last living grandparent from our mom's side. Yeah. Like our great grandparents even lasted, so they were like 100. Mm-hmm. And then our grandparents, they were like in their 80s, right?
Yeah, our grandpa was 83.
Our grandfather was 83, and our grandmother was like 82, I think she was, right? I feel like she was like 82.
Yeah, she was 80 something.
Don't quote me. But yeah, it's just so crazy. Like, when it happened, it was like kind of out of nowhere. Like, I don't know why, but like, I thought my grandpa had so much more life in him. Like,
yeah, I didn't, like, when I got the news of it, I didn't know that it was gonna, like, I didn't think that was the news I was gonna get about my grandfather, because my mom had just called us and let us know like 2 weeks prior that he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
But he was recovering. He was doing well in his recovery, and he was in rehab, and that he would be home within the next week so that we can go see him. But we were able to go see him in the rehab as well.
Yeah.
We were just all working, but I don't live too far from him. So I'm like, oh, when he gets home, got it, I'll go see my grandpa.
And literally, we were all planning to like go over there once he got out of the rehab. He never made it home. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to cry.
Oh my God, don't make me cry.
I'm crying already.
I'm like, I casually find myself crying. Like, I'll just be thinking about stuff and I just start crying. I'm just like, oh.
Honestly, I've been like crying all week. I'm a mess in a dress. But it's just like so sad. Like, oh, I love my grandfather so much. And like, it's almost like a weird guilt. Like, dang, why didn't I go see him? Yeah. But it was like, he lived so close to us that we were like, oh, we'll go see him when he comes home. Like, it wasn't, he wasn't on hospice. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't any like signs to be like he might be dying.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that. So it was very like shocking to be like, he what?
He passed?
Like, what happened to my grandpa? Like, what?
We couldn't process it. I was like, wait, what? Like, I literally thought he was coming home like the day the day that we found out he was supposed to come home the next day.
And then what? Did we see him the same day he passed? Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
had to go see his body the same day.
And especially because our mom doesn't live here. She lives in Florida.
So we had to be like the people that were like her anchor to kind of help her out.
And she really wanted to see how he looked and stuff. So it was just like a lot. Like we had to like literally like record our grandfather's corpse.
Yeah.
And show it to our mom. And then our mom seeing him for the last time. When my mom talks to her father like every single day. Like,
yeah.
It's just been a really, really hard week. Like,
yeah, and they have a really, really good relationship. So like just us growing up, our grandpa was very active in our life. So it's like, whoa. Like even like it's just like little things like for every event, we're like, oh, make sure you send out an invitation to grandpa because you know he'll be there. Like every park event, every birthday, every event that we throw, my mom's like, oh, make sure you send it to grandpa because you know he'll be there.
Yup.
And we always do, and guess who's always there? My
always.
grandpa. Like
my grandpa's always the first one there or the third one there. Like he's never too late. He's behind the first person if he's not the first. Like he was awesome, and I just want to say I love him so much, and I hope he's resting in peace. I hope that I hope he's with my uncle, and I hope that they're just finally get to see each other again. Like, but it's just so surreal. Like, so yeah, we got a little sad right now, but we just have to share it because honestly, like, I wouldn't have felt right just like moving past it, like nothing happened.
Yeah, that's why I told you, like, even though in a weird way I wanted the episode to be about death, I'm like, I feel like we have to acknowledge it because it happened, you know, and we are getting older, and the generation before us is now getting older, you know, so
not even generation before us, like the people that,
I mean, not before us, sorry.
Yeah, I'm like,
not before us, the older generation.
Yeah, like the people that like were helping our parents.
Yeah, like the great grandparents and the grandparents. It's like it's very
the
scary,
aunts, like,
yeah, to have like
the great aunt.
My great aunt passed. Like we already had 3 passings last year, like back to back. Like our grandmother passed away last year.
Our great grandmother.
Yeah, and then our aunt passed away.
Yeah, and then our great aunt passed away.
Mm-hmm. So now this year with our grandfather passing away, it was just very like, whoa. And his birthday's next week on the 25th. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like,
this is a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie.
I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I'm like, with if you're fine with answering, how do you feel like you deal with grief, like with grieving? Like one thing that we were able to like experience and stuff, like when it happened, it's kind of like we saw how each of us reacted, and now that we're a little bit older,
we kind of got to like see how we each take things and how we both like how we go through our griefs.
Yeah.
So like when we found out, I ended up going to Harlem, meeting up with my family because all my family lives in Harlem. Like not too much, don't be looking for us. But yeah, I just went straight over there, and like I just expected to be around my immediate family. I didn't want to like, you know, I love my friends. I love my peoples. I love my peoples. But I wanted to just be around my siblings and my mom and like the people who knew my grandfather. Like, you know, I just wanted to be around people that knew grandpa. Like, cause I'm like, I don't care to be around people who are just like coming over to be like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. No, let's hang out. Like,
yeah.
And I was just like that shit really, like, I was like, oh, I wish I could just be with my siblings, but my siblings don't grieve like me. Like,
yeah.
So in that case, like, I know that we had a discussion like off camera, obviously, but like, how do you grieve? Like,
I feel like I never really noticed the way I cope and the way I grieve until you pointed it out to me. So something that I was doing the day that my grandfather passed away was when everyone came over, I automatically went into like hosting mode. So it was like Joleen times 3, and I felt like I had to make sure that everyone around me was okay in order for me to feel a little all right, you know, like, so I had to cater to my child, cater to everyone that was coming over. And like that even came with I had friends come over, and in a way it's like my brain wasn't thinking like, oh, someone passed away, like maybe this should only be family. If you wrote me and asked me, hey, I'm on my way, or hey, I'm coming over, I was just like, yeah, no problem, be on your way, like whatever. And I was in such a daze. I was making this big pot of rice, and I was just like stirring the rice, and I'm just like, I just gotta make sure everyone eats. Just gotta make sure. I started getting all the chicken together for my fridge, and I'm just like, gotta make sure I make chicken for everyone. Like, that was the zone I was in. So I'm like stepping back and having Jeizel tell me like, I don't want to be around all these fucking people. And I'm just like, oh shit. Like, I didn't realize that my coping mechanism, that my grief process was like having an intensive amount of people around me so I don't feel like I'm alone. Like, one of my biggest fears since I was younger is dying. Like, literally, it's just been one of my biggest fears.
Oh my God, that's one of my biggest fears. Is that everyone's biggest fears?
Probably.
But that's my biggest fear.
And then like, dying alone, or like just dying and not leaving anything behind, or like just not having anyone be able to tell your story in like a way that just means that you matter. Not that you just lived, that you fucking mattered. Like, I want people to be able to say my name and it means something, or say something about me, or think, like, if you say Joleen, just like, Joleen, like, do I remember her? About this like, crazy bitch? It's like, you know, so I want to leave that impression always. So that's always been my goal in life. So I feel like it gets very scary to me when I start experiencing losing someone. And then it's like, okay, when we lose someone, do we isolate ourselves and do we keep away from people, or do we bring them in because we never want to feel like no one would be able to speak at my funeral because no one knew me like that, or y'all only knew me when I was younger, or you're only here because I'm your grandfather, you know? Like, I just don't want that for me. Like, there's just certain shit. So like, I think I react in that moment. I'm just like, yeah, all my friends, come, like, please come around me, and remember, I love you because, you know, I made sure you fed. We did our due. I got you some snacks. Like, I took care of you. Yeah. Don't forget about me because I love you, you know? So I feel like that's kind of how I react in the moment. And it was like cool to see, like not cool, but like it was kind of cool to like really evaluate, like, oh wow, like that's how you like damn, that's how things. Yeah, that's how I deal with shit. Like, I really do get people around me, and that's always been my thing. Cause I remember, like, even before when we dealt with not in the literal sense of losing someone, but like how you say it? Metaphorically? You had it. You lost it. The metaphorically way. The metaphoric way of losing someone in the sense of relationship, I started to just try to get more relationships in, so I didn't feel like I lost one. I felt like I gained more than whatever I lost. So
I feel like I can definitely relate to you on that, but then I feel like as I started just trying to do my own thing and having to navigate by myself for certain things, I've noticed that I like being by myself. Like, I like just it being a small little intimate group. And even like our parents always taught us that like all four of us were enough to have a party, to have a date night, a friend night, anything night. Like, we can do anything with four people. So it's like when I just want to be around my siblings, it's like it's a lot of us already. Like, it's enough. So I feel like that's my way of being alone. Like, just being with my siblings, like the Chowsters. Like, I just want to be, and Isabella, of course. But I'm like, I just want to be with my tiny little, because it's like, it just brings me more comfort. And it's like, I love my friends, love them to pieces. But it's like, at that moment, get away from me. Like, just get away from me, because at the end of the day, you guys don't feel how I feel about my grandfather's passing.
Yeah.
Like, you guys will never understand growing up with my grandfather. Like, you guys probably met him or probably like came across him like, oh, he's so nice, so sweet little old man. But my grandpa was crazy. Like, that man was batshit and we loved it. Like, so it's like, I just wanted to be able to share my memories with my siblings, and that's it. Like, yeah. And I feel like we didn't really get that moment because there was so much people around. And it's like, I don't fault you or anything. It's just, I'm glad we were able to speak about it and like touch base on it and be like, you know, like, this is not how I like to do stuff. This is how you like to do stuff. And we kind of took a step back and was like, okay, like, now we both know what, you know, like, boundaries, what we want to do, what we don't want to do.
Yeah, but even with that, you literally taught me something about myself in a way that, like, just, you know, own personal stuff. I constantly complain, like, oh my God, there's always so many people in my fucking house. There's always so many people here. But I literally open the door. Like, I open the door every time. Mm-hmm. Every time that bell ring, I answer it. Like, you know? So that taught me, like, hey, maybe every time it's not always a time to have people around. Like, and that really, like, when the other day someone asked me to do something and I said no, I felt like, stand down, what they gonna say? And then they were just like, okay. So I was just like, oh, okay. Okay, because I don't really say no like that. Like, I'm not a no girl. I'm really a yes girl. I'm a people pleaser. Like, I feel like that's easier to just say, like, and be honest about. Yeah, so I'm like, definitely with that, it definitely taught me that, like, every occasion is not meant for everyone to be part of it. Even though I do cope in that way, the way you said it, having my siblings around me and that comfort is enough, because we also do come with 2 more kids, so it's just a lot.
Heap of us.
It's
like,
a lot of us.
I'm engaged. I'm bringing Jared. Like, come on, it's a whole heap. Like, Alfie got a girl. Like, it's like we coming as a group already. Like, we don't need to add more people to the mix. Like, we pack up a car. Like, that's literally enough. Like, Brandon's in the chat. Brandon, you get your own little special shout out on our podcast. But yeah, to wrap it up, I feel like I'm glad that
wrap that up and get back to our questions.
Yeah. Well, to wrap up, like, the whole, like, grieving thing and just, like, you know, everything that happens and just, like, us discussing stuff. I'm just happy that we got to learn more about each other. And it's just so crazy. Like, we're 27 learning about things that we didn't think we had to, like, speak about to each other. Like, and we speak every single day on FaceTime. And this is, like, little stuff that it's like, oh, this is new.
Right. Like, oh.
Who knew?
You made me think a little bit differently about how I do stuff.
You learn something new every day. Like, that's cool. But yeah, so let's go on our little breakdown. Do you want to touch base on, like, losing, like, friendships? Or
we can, because that is a whole grieving process in itself as well.
I feel like that grief is so different. Like, losing a friend, I feel like it's worse than a breakup, because it's such a platonic relationship, and it's like, we didn't have sex or we didn't kiss, but I love you. Like, I love you down. I love you down, like, the same as this man. But then again, it's like, why don't women in general, why don't we talk about stuff and, like, forgive women the way we forgive men? Like,
right. I mean, so the one time that I went through a friendship breakup, because any other friendship that I've ever lost, I've never even tried to mend. But this one, it's my homegirl, and I'm going to mention names. That bitch.
You're dropping names?
That bitch Obi, okay? Obi, that's my best friend. That's like my sister. We've been best friends since we were, like, what, 11, like 10 and a half, 11 years old. And when we got to, like, a stage right before, like, a little bit before the pandemic, like 2018.
I think it was 2018.
It was like 2018. We got to, like, this point in our relationship where it just became such a, like, you see her, you see me. You see me, you see her. And it became overwhelming for kind of all of us, because at this time, me and Jeizel were, like, at the prime of, like, starting the hair business and really going full throttle with that. And we were, like, thriving. So we had Obi help us out while she was working, and she even had to quit her job at one point to help us be an assistant for the business. This was her getting hair, helping us achieve hairstyles, making, like, cleaning, spending days with us, literally living in our house, helping us with everything, with everything that we ever put out, like our website. She did everything, booking clients, speaking to clients, texting, like, she did everything. We still put into our business, but it was like, she was the other piece of us, and because it's like me and Jeizel act as one, she was like the other us. So, like, it was just us three all the time. So I feel like, in a way, she kind of got overwhelmed a little bit, and we were overwhelmed, and we started to argue a little bit more. We were trying to, like, separate ourselves from each other without, like, getting each other upset, but, like, already thinking for the next person. So it just became a lot for us. And we kind of went through a breakup we literally went through a breakup. Like, she literally told me, I would like this time to not see you or hang out with you. And I was just like, I remember her telling us in person, like, hey guys, I'm gonna step back a little bit. Like, I gotta take some time for me. Like, I got a lot of shit going on in my own head, and I don't know what's going on, but I gotta get myself together. And then we were like, okay, cool. The next day I wrote her and I'm like, hey, why are you getting stuff together? You want to do some yoga in the park?
Like, do you want to go shopping? We literally forced her to go shopping.
Yeah, forced her to go shopping. And
so
I was
that
like,
she can feel better. And because that was our love language.
And then the next day I was like, come on, let's go to the park. Let's have a picnic. Like, come on. Like, I'll just go buy some food, whatever. And she's like, no, Joleen. Like, I don't want that. Like, I want space. And I'm just like, I just remember feeling so offended. Like, wow, someone in this world hates me. And that really was not even the case. Literally, we went, almost 3 years without speaking. So from 2018 to 2021, So after the entire pandemic, I went through a pregnancy, she went through a pregnancy, and we didn't speak throughout both of them. So like, that would make me cry. None of my grandpa made me cry just now. That would make me cry right there. Because my best friend, who I'm doing life with, I missed her pregnancy and she missed mine, our first. Like, all because of some petty, like, not petty, but like off of like a breakup. And that shit was like heartbreaking. Like,
and everyone who knows us.
I was about to say, everyone who knew us literally asked about our
They were
relationship.
like, where's Obi?
And
Where's
because
Obi?
she was such
like,
a big part of the business as well, she was the assistant. Everyone's like, why didn't the assistant text me? Why are you guys writing me? Like,
yeah, and people were like so confused why we started like stepping up in our business. They're like, your friend had us. Like, she was cool. Like, we knew to contact Obi if we had any questions. Like, so it was very different. And she kind of like left us in the middle of us doing our first pop-up shop.
Yeah.
We were like going on vacation for our birthday. So we had a lot of stuff going on. And like, we thought she was going to be like the person helping us plan all of it. Us having to do it, thank God we have a Jency. Thank God we have a Jared. Because they really pulled through and they got it together.
right.
Like, thank God for them because they really helped us stay like grounded, stay sane.
Yeah,
because we would cry crazy. Randomly. Like, I know we lost some weight during that time. Like, we were like,
I literally didn't know what to do without Obi. I was just like, I don't even know my own business without this girl. Like, this is really sick. But, and what I was getting to was like, can you mend that? Like the way that you speak to someone who you maybe broke up with in a long time ago and you guys rekindle that flame. I feel like yes, because for days, oh my God, I was in beauty school. I will never forget this, right? I was in beauty school.
Wait, we started talking when we were in beauty school already? I thought it was before that.
Before, no, it wasn't before.
No, it was before that because the summer of that before we started beauty school, I remember we went to Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Oh, okay. So no, it wasn't in beauty school. What were we doing that I kept telling you? Like, I feel like, oh, this is when I was really heavy on Instagram with my morning stories because I was like a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, all your messages.
Yeah. I'm telling y'all, it was crazy. I was getting a bunch of messages. It was very scary. No, but like, it ended up being something that I really had to pay attention to. Like, every morning, every day I was waking up, calling Jeizel, crying, telling her, I feel like something is bothering me and I need to understand, like, is it okay to mend a relationship that you feel like you fucked up in? Like,
yeah.
And I kept telling Jeizel, I'm like, I feel like I fucked up. Like, it was like from one moment to the next. I don't know if my frontal lobe fucking came in a little bit later. Whatever it is, whatever. I think that shit came in a little bit late, but that shit clicked. And I was just like, with the way that I say that OB helped us and everything, in my head at that moment, I was just like, oh my God, we used her. Like, oh my God, we never thanked her. Like, oh my God, like, we saw all the money and yeah, we paid her, but she didn't see nearly as much as we saw. Like, and this girl was living for us. So I felt so guilty. Like, I felt like I needed to reach out to this girl and I had to have a conversation with her. Mm-hmm. Don't you know? Swear to everything I love. I write Obi, like, I write her mad random, just write her old number, and I just write her, like, is this Obi? No, I didn't write her. I called her.
You called her.
I called her. I picked up that phone. I said, yeah, I'm sick of talking about this shit. Picked up that phone. I called her. She answered the phone after 2 rings. She said, Joleen?
But it's crazy because she said she was on, remember she said she was on the train.
Yeah, she was on the train.
And she just like saw your phone call and she answered. Mm-hmm. And she was like, what?
She was like Joleen. And she was like, I'm going to call you back. I'm on the train. So when she called me back, she got off the train and she was telling me, she was like, you want to know something really, really crazy? She was like, she's like either reading something or she was talking to someone.
No, I think she went to someone, like to talk to
someone.
Yeah,
like to get like a message read. And they told her the twins are going to come talk. Like something like the twins.
Yeah, like one of the twins are going to reach out to you.
Yeah, like.
And she interpreted like, hell no, those twins hate me.
Yeah, like, yeah, she, in her
head. The twins I know.
She's like, the twins I know would never. So there ain't no way no one's reaching out to me. She said literally 2 days later is when I reached out to her. And since that day, we have not stopped talking because that is my best friend, like my sister.
Yeah.
Like, I have not stopped talking to her since. When we got on the phone, we started kikiing, laughing, crying, everything. A regular phone call, not a FaceTime, a regular phone call like old people.
And then Joleen told me, and like my heart, like I was like, oh shit. Like it fluttered, but I was so scared. Because it's like, for me, oh, baby, show me one time.
Jeizel was very hard-headed.
You have one time, and I will act like you don't exist.
But Also, I know that the way that I feel about Obi is the way that Jeizel feels about Obi, because this is literally our sister. Like, this is not.
We're gonna have a crime when we're not even gonna tell her that we included this in the podcast.
I'm like, because this is not a regular friend. This is our like sister. When I tell you sister, like, this was the person we was rocking with, even when we wasn't even hanging out with Jency that much in high school, like in middle school. Like, it was the twins and Obi. Like, that was it. That was all. People are still convinced to this day that we are cousins or sisters.
People tell us we look alike all the time.
All the time. All the time they tell us we look alike.
And we be like, you're a
liar. You're a liar.
You're a liar.
Like, you are a liar.
We're literally two different Dominicans.
But yeah, like literally when we started talking, I felt like all was right in the world and everything in me literally went at peace. And I'm so grateful to have done that, because not to put my best friend stuff out there, but she needed me as much as I needed her in that moment in our lives. Like, we needed the friendship of each other to be able to get over whatever we was getting over in our personal lives. Mm-hmm. Our kids needed each other. Like, oh my God, like I can get emotional, bitch. Because literally her son started to thrive so much when he got around Elise, and Elise felt like she had like a little brother, like a little cousin to just teach everything to. So she had someone that she can like help get up and stand up and start talking, and everything was just something new. So it was always just something, and Elise was so excited. She, even now, they act like they can't stand each other, but they cousins. But
they act like they can't
stand each other. If they start to leave each other, they start to cry.
They
start
acting hysterical, a fool. Like,
but like literally, like, I feel like it was a blessing in disguise that it was meant to happen. So I strongly feel like, if you ever have a friendship breakup and you feel like in your heart you need to speak to them, and not like, if you know your boundaries, if there was some grimy shit, leave them there. Yeah. Leave them in the dirt where they belong. But if it was something that you feel like you could really, how you say it, reconcile?
Yeah, how do you say that? How do you say that? We don't speak real English.
Yeah, like, ESL student here. I'm just taking it day by day.
But it's true. I feel like if it's reconcilable, whatever word that is, if it's that, then I feel like you should do it. And it actually, like, it's so crazy because I am so hard-headed, but I feel like being able to talk to my best friend again was like, yeah, that's the part that was missing. Like, I love her so much. Like,
oh my God. That's what I was getting to before I lost my train of thought. Literally, when I started talking to Obi, Jeizel was like, no. If she wants to speak to me, she can speak to me. Then one day out of the blue, she saw that I was hanging out. I'm telling you, I started talking to my best friend that same weekend. We was hanging out. We had them kids together. I was not playing. I'm like, I missed you, bitch. I missed you so much. I don't got no damn friends. Like, I don't got no friends. I miss you so much. So literally, Jeizel sees that we're like getting a relationship, and she's like, oh, maybe you can invite her to like go to Chuck E. Cheese this weekend. No. I was going to Chuck E. Cheese with Elise, and Jeizel was gonna come with us, and she was like,
yeah, because my client worked there, and I was like, girl, we're getting free tickets. And all that.
So Jeizel was like, maybe you can just like invite Obi to meet us there.
Yeah, so Elise wasn't by herself.
Yeah, so that was Jeizel's excuse. But then literally, her and Obi sat at the table together. We couldn't get them to stop kikiing and laughing together. It was the cutest little thing. After that, we was all like, we're back.
And I feel like Obi did, like, she did good by me because she knows how to like treat me and treat Joleen very different. So she knew she owed me a conversation. Like, she knew she owed me a conversation, like because a lot of times people tend to talk to one of us and think they speak to both of us when that's not the case. Like, we're two different people. We have two different phone numbers. Yeah, we're the same person basically, but it's like, we're two different people. Whatever you told Joleen is not, I don't know what you told her. Like, I want my own conversation. So her being able to like do that and be like, I know that me and you have something else to speak about. It's like, I appreciated that. Like,
yeah.
And I just feel like if you did me wrong, reach out, girl. Like, you got a few more years for the wedding. So if you did me wrong,
and you want to be invited to a wedding,
you
better start reconciling now. Reconcile.
Do it.
Remending.
And I feel like I am very open to talking to the people that like I definitely distance myself from, just because like I'm in a mindset where I'm so content with life that it's like I'm not gonna get angry. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna be like argumentative with you. Like, I'm literally just gonna hear you out, and like if it sounds good, then we can pick up and see where it goes. Like, we literally had a friend that reached out to me when we like stopped. Remember when we stopped talking? Mm-hmm. And like we were able to reconcile I hope we're saying this word right.
We butchered this word.
Taking us out.
This word. We are fighting for our lives with this reconciliation, bitch.
You said it the second time. Whatever. But yeah, like we were able to do that, and then like she was invited to my engagement party. Like I was like, I love girls. Like I'm such a girl's girl. Like, and it's like I don't know if that's cliche to say or if that makes you not a girl's girl, but like I love women so much, and I just love having so much friends. Like, and I believe that everyone's a good person until you show me that you're a shitty person. Like, and I just let you I let you show me your ass. Like, and once you do that, you will never be able to be around me again. But like, I thought so highly of you before I knew any of this stuff. Right. Like, so I always come into stuff like thinking so highly of you. Now it's kind of a little different, but it's also like I have my own life. You have your own life. If there's something you want to talk to me about, like, feel free. If you want to get off your chest, if you distance yourself from me because of a certain reason and you never felt comfortable to tell me. Right. I'm in a space where I think I can handle it. I think I could be able to open a text and be like, you know what? I can answer this. Like, and if I can't, I'm really unread.
Come on, F you moment. Come
okay,
on.
Like,
come on.
Okay. Yeah, y'all better holler at us before we get famous. I'm telling y'all. Rekindle also kind of works. They ate us up.
We're going to use rekindle.
I like reconcile.
I like reconcile.
Reconsole.
Reconcile. Reconcile.
Do you want to play Truth or Dare, or are we ending this?
I think we can have one round of Truth or Dare.
Okay. Truth or Dare?
Truth.
Oh, you're so boring. I want to dare you to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, truth.
What's up? Give it to me straight.
Is it true that you've currently been dating someone longer than 3 months?
What is dating?
I don't know. What is your look on dating?
Well, we have gone out on dates. We have been seen in public together.
That's dating.
I like him a little bit.
Oh, so there is a him.
I mean,
it's truth. You pick truth.
I mean, yes. Is it true? Yes, it's true.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
All the rumors are true. Yeah.
But I'm strictly dating.
Strictly dating. Okay. Talking about dating, Traitors is over. I'm so sad.
I'm so mad. Traitors is over. I need another season right now.
If you're a Traitors fan,
let's start a fan page.
Holla at us.
Like,
because we got stuff to discuss. Okay, Truth or Dare?
Truth or Dare?
Dare.
Oh my God.
You weren't expecting me to pick Dare?
I know what I'm going to dare you to do.
Oh my God, what?
I dare to give me a pair of your glasses.
I will let you borrow them in my house.
You can't go back on a dare.
No, that's not how it works. I don't think dares are possessions, right? You got to dare me to do something, not take my stuff. Where's my dare? And don't talk about no glasses.
Okay, I dare you to go slap Jared's ass. We're waiting for the reaction.
Okay.
All right, go.
I'm gonna go right now.
She's gonna go slap Jared's ass. How hard? Like really hard, so we can hear him go, babe. Okay. She's a fucking idiot. Dude, that's so stupid. She over there asked for permission to get her to slap his ass. You lost, girl. You lost the mission.
He turned around as soon as I came in. Guys, I'm always trying to slap his ass, so he didn't fall for that shit.
Okay, so womp womp, you lost that one.
I wasn't able to.
You want to play another round?
Yeah, Truth or Dare.
God. Truth.
I'm trying to get some juicy shit out of
like,
Joleen.
Do 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 do.
She was not supposed to tell him. She asked for permission. No, it's because I went into the room and as soon as I came in, he said, "What?"
What you want?
He turned around because he knew I would have came in and slapped his ass. Because he's like, I don't like that. Guys, we're on TikTok, so in case you guys want to see the visuals happening on live, go on our TikTok. We'll be live every time we do the podcast now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we could do that.
Guys, give me a truth to tell Joleen. Is it true that you stole from Target?
Oh my God.
Have you ever stole from Target? I'm terrified of stealing from Target.
The gaggery. I have stolen from Target when I was younger. Ever since they told us like a couple years ago, like during the pandemic, like that they have cameras and all that stuff, wait and all, I'll be like, I'm not even gonna try it. I will pay for all my stuff in this self-checkout robot. Target should be paying me to work the way I be fucking bagging up my own groceries, but that's nor here nor there. So your turn, truth or dare?
Truth.
Is it true that you feel like you are a better hairstylist than me? That's T. Oh, how you feel?
Wait, say that again to the camera.
Is it true that you feel like you are a better hairstylist than I am? I know the answer. She's going to say it's true.
Okay, so you know how they say, like, the teacher and then you have a student. Joleen has always been my student. She's an amazing student. I'm such a proud teacher. But you can't beat the teacher. That's all I got to say.
Watching that technique get to, oh, baby.
Honestly, I love the way you do hair. I'm telling you, I'm always bragging on my sister. And I be acting like she lives in the Bronx. I'd be like, you could go to my sister. I mean, she's in Harlem, but like, you could go to my sister.
I literally tell everyone, I'm like, my sister is way better than me.
You do not say that.
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Why would I not? She's like, you're way better than me.
No, you're really good, though.
I feel like you're really fucking good.
I am really good, but it's because, like, like, my brain just works, like, different, like... But I feel like you've really gotten the technique and you've really, like, done that shit with the hair. Like,
oh, no, I know I'm really good. I just know that there's certain style that you can execute better than me. Like, and there's certain shit like a sewing. Don't talk to me about that. I don't want to do it. I will quickly give you a quick weave, but I would never sew down shit. I'm not staying up for that long. Sorry.
Well, if you ever want to learn, the teacher's always down to teach you some things.
Yeah, no, she already told me how to do a ponytail. I ran with that bitch. Ran with that one.
Is this the end of our game?
Yes, this is the end of our game and the end of our podcast. Well, thank you guys for joining us again on another episode 7.
Oh my God, we're on episode 7. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, comment. Yeah, and that's me coming at your neck because you never want to comment. Yeah, like, and you know who you are, the person watching this right now and listening. They're like, oh, I should comment, say I like it. You should. Like, thank you. Don't let the podcast end and you not even write thumbs up or twins. Great episode. Again, you do it every fucking time. Okay. Thank you. God bless. Make sure you guys tune in next week. We will be doing episode 8. I'm super excited. We're so close to 10. I feel like our season finale is going to be episode 12. Okay. And then we're going to take a little break. We're going to get our Patreon together. We're going to get all the stuff that we want to get together for the podcast. And then we're going to go on season 2. And yeah, you guys might get season 1 visuals for free only because we don't know how to do it yet. So season 1 visuals is going to be free. Yeah, I might get season 1 visuals for free on YouTube. Any donations are welcomed. You. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. You saw me. Uh-huh, you hear me. Mm-hmm. So, any donations are welcomed. Help Joleen get home. Like, she's taking the bus. I'm like, I just want to make money so we can get me here and home, or at least have a studio space, Okay. We're trying to get one in the Riverdale location of gigs. Yeah, we're trying. Come on, guys. Help us out. But anyways, this is our podcast. This is our time. We love you guys. Twins outies. Remember we say that all the time? We used to be like, twins outies. We used to be like, peace outies. I'm Jeizel. I'm Joleen. And this was Famously Unknown, the podcast.